When you step inside Apple's secretive audio lab in Cupertino, the first thing you'll see isn't a futuristic gadget or cutting-edge prototype. Instead, it's a massive, vintage stereo system, a gift from Steve Jobs himself. For the engineers who work here, it's more than a decoration. It's a reminder of Jobs' obsession with sound and music, and a symbol of the company's belief that audio is just as essential to its products as the sleek design you see on the outside. Past the reception area lies a maze of plain hallways and quiet rooms. This is where Apple's audio team, a group of experts in software, acoustics, and sound design, works on the devices millions of people carry every day. I was invited on a rare tour of these spaces, places usually kept far away from public view. Here, AirPods are pushed to their limits, tested, tuned, and refined, to make sure that what you hear is exactly what Apple intends. One set of rooms looks like tiny, windowless offices. The walls are covered in soundproof panels, and inside sits a single workstation with specialized audio tools. Engineers run thousands of tests in these booths to validate one of Apple's biggest recent promises, that AirPods can deliver a clinical-grade hearing test. The equipment here resembles what you'd find in an audiologist's office, and it has to, because Apple wants the hearing test on your iPhone and AirPods to be as accurate as one you'd get from a doctor. That means users can build a precise hearing profile at home, adjust their sound experience, and even set up AirPods as a basic hearing aid if needed. But hearing health is just one part of the process. Another major challenge is consistency. Everyone hears sound differently. One person may be more sensitive to bass, while another notices high-pitched tones more clearly. Apple's solution is to use that personalized hearing profile as a baseline, so their tuning engineers can make both technical and artistic decisions that apply to everyone. This is where Apple's famous mix of technology and liberal arts comes into play. In another area, you'll find a collection of media tuning studios. They don't look like laboratories. They look like small music creation rooms. There are instruments scattered around, a prime listening chair, shelves lined with vinyl, and desks set up like a recording studio. Each room is named after legendary studios, like Abbey Road. The idea here is simple but powerful. Tuning teams must hear music and movies the way the creators originally intended. That reference point helps Apple refine how its devices, from iPhones and Macs to iPads and AirPods, reproduce sound. To get it right, engineers spend thousands of hours listening to every type of media you can imagine. Music in stereo and Dolby Atmos, movies, podcasts, even YouTube clips. They test multiple versions of hardware, adjusting tuning with Apple's computational audio until the result is consistent across all listeners. And it's not just about what you hear. Microphones are equally important. For example, when Apple designed the studio quality recording feature in AirPods Pro, engineers compared recordings from the earbuds against professional microphones in both quiet studios and noisy, real-world environments. The goal wasn't to replace a $5,000 studio mic, but to put something good enough in your pocket for everyday use. Of course, you can't perfect sound without silence. That's where Apple's anechoic chamber comes in. It's a room within a room, sealed off from the outside world to eliminate even the faintest vibrations. Step inside, and the experience is surreal. The walls, floor, and ceiling are lined with foam wedges that absorb every sound. There's no echo, no reverb. Even your footsteps vanish beneath you. Engineers use this eerie space to detect any unintended sounds in Apple's products, from tiny vibrations to hidden noises. It's also where spatial audio is refined. In the center sits a chair, surrounded by a ring of speakers. By playing sounds at different angles, Apple studies how sound bounces off the body and ears. This research directly led to features like personalized spatial audio, where your iPhone camera scans your head and ears to tailor the sound uniquely to you. Finally, my tour ended in the Fantasia Lab, named after Disney's groundbreaking film, the first to use surround sound. This room is unlike anything else in the building. Dozens of loudspeakers surround a central seat, capable of simulating any sound environment imaginable. Here, engineers verify some of AirPods Pro's most advanced features: transparency mode, active noise cancellation, and spatial audio. They pipe in environmental sounds to check how naturally transparency mode recreates the world outside. They blast noise at different volumes to test how well ANC adapts, and they use real speakers to ensure spatial audio feels authentic before recreating it digitally inside the earbuds. I got to sit in the center of the room as engineers played a live concert recording in spatial audio. With speakers all around me, the sound of the crowd and the music felt so real that with my eyes closed, I could almost believe I was standing in the middle of an arena. Except I wasn't. I was in a small lab in Cupertino, surrounded by engineers and an array of speakers. From vintage stereos gifted by Steve Jobs, to silent chambers that swallow sound, to futuristic speaker arrays that can simulate an entire concert hall. Apple's Audio Lab is a reminder that what we hear is just as important as what we see. Every AirPod, every iPhone, every Mac that plays a song or a video passes through the ears and the obsession of the people who work here. And for them, it's not just about technology. It's about making sure the sound you hear is as true, as rich, and as authentic as it was meant to be.